On the last episode of my Road to Masters, I managed to finally hit a win streak and propel out of Diamond 4 and all the way to Diamond 3 35 LP. Today we take a step back and do the episode a little bit differently, but that is where I'd like to begin today's episode of my Road to Masters.
I'm the man of the year. Man of the year. Man of the year. Man of the year.
Alright guys, so right off the bat, after that amazing win streak, things sort of took a turn. The next game I want to hop into is a Lee Sin versus Hecarim game, which if you watch me a lot, you know I love this matchup. But yeah, we start this game at Diamond 3 18 LP. We had lost this game right before it in a pretty brutal stomp, so my win streak had already ended. But as we get into this game, we see me going for the famous level 3 invade on Hecarim. And of course, he's a sitting duck at his red buff. He does whip out the sidestep, forcing me to flash on top of him to finish the kill. And since bot lane had already died, we don't get the first blood from this. LeBlanc is also on my ass after the invade, but it doesn't really matter because Ahri should be roaming up knowing that I'm stealing red and LeBlanc is missing, but unfortunately she doesn't react. So when LeBlanc circles back around when I'm taking red buff, I actually get taken down and lose my double buffs. And it's really easy to look at this and blame it on Ahri, but I should be aware too. I should have pinged for help there. It's really that plain and simple. Right from base, I head down bot lane because they were way overextended, and Ashe actually flashes forward to finish off the Kate. I decide to let them deal with Ashe, and I just kill the Sona, but unfortunately Ashe's last auto kills Kate, and our support picks up both kills here. But we also got every summoner, so I can just come back now. And that's what I do. I just want to abuse Ashe being immobile with no summoners, and with the help of Karth Assault, we go for another bot lane gank. I miss a lot of fucking Qs this game, as I seem to do often, but here it actually leads to Kate getting the kill, so in a way it was a good thing that I missed it. Now right after we get Ashe and Sona has to back off with low HP, that opens up a perfect opportunity for me to steal their blue, which is about to respawn. I start to head over to blue, and I let my team know that I'll be going over to blue, and just as that happens, Sona makes a mistake and walks into my Q range, giving me the kill on her, and I still get the blue buff, which ends up putting me pretty far ahead. After finishing off my red after their blue, I see Hecarim making what I believe to be a bit of a forced engage here, but luckily I'm here to head over and counter the engage, but LeBlanc roams down and I had no idea, so I end up just trading my life for Hecarim 1-for-1, which probably could have been avoided had I kick flashed him backward, but life goes on. And then here we catch LeBlanc trying to roam, and me and Talia collapse on her in my jungle, and on paper this is a free kill, but when you're playing like a complete ape and the enemy LeBlanc can actually sidestep, it ends up not being so free. I have to flash kick her just to secure the kill, and I have the opportunity to actually get the double kill on Hecarim here, but once again, dude, my Qs were so off in this game. My microplay in general was just not good in this game, and I miss my Q and he gets away. Ashe then decides to greed for tower bot lane, so I just engage on her and get both of her sums, fake her out like I'm disengaging, and then turn back around with the Q to finish her off, finally landing a good Sonic Wave. But unfortunately, the enemy Pony and Sona chase me down under tower, and without my ult being up for another few seconds, I'm pretty much dead to rights here. But Hecarim does suicide to Kate here, so it ends up being just fine with me. And once again, I'm setting up for a bot lane gank. I mean, looking at the solo lanes this game, like, I hate trying to gank a Heimerdinger, and LeBlanc is super difficult to land shit on, and she was in my head, so I just kept coming back to where the gold was, which was bot lane. And here we thought Ashe was alone, but Sona was in the bush with her, and AP Sona support just one-shots our Talia before I can get in there. But once I'm in there, we do clean up for the 2 easy kills over to Caitlyn. But here comes Hecarim and here comes LeBlanc, and they were just really good about being in the right spots this game. Maybe it was my fault for setting up a gank when we had both of them missing on the map, but regardless, we give Hecarim a triple kill, and just like that, I throw my lead over the enemy jungler. And that's one thing that really kills momentum for you on Lee Sin, or really any early game jungler, is when the enemy jungler properly counter ganks and ends up turning the fight on you and winning these big mid game fights. Lee Sin is such a time bomb that you really need to be large and in charge during this stage of the game, and giving over a triple kill completely crushes your advantage. Now we do manage to get a few back on Hecarim when he went for the catch on Caitlyn and I was there to save her, and the Karth Assault actually finishes off the LeBlanc trying to escape. But about 2 minutes later, we make the most costly mistake of the entire game. Ahri is dead after getting solo killed mid. Karthus tries to face check near Baron and gets caught out, and Caitlyn is farming minions bot lane when they're all at Baron. I actually had the opportunity to save this game though with a Baron steal here, but my dumbass didn't even realize that my smite was on cooldown, so I basically just into Baron pit, and they get the Baron still, and just like that, the game is thrown. It's pretty much done at this point. I'd love to show you more of the game, but really, it just completely snowballed after that. We couldn't come back from it, and we get another loss. And that game was followed by probably 2 of the worst games that I've played this season. And I really want to talk about what was going on in my head during these games. The truth is, I was in a pretty bad mood while playing all of these games. I wasn't in a bad mood because I was playing bad. I was playing bad because I was in a bad mood. I really shouldn't have been playing while I was in this mental state, and I just think it's a good lesson that I learned the hard way, that your mental state during a game is possibly the most important thing you need to be worried about when trying to climb. I was on complete autopilot, just kind of walking around, reacting to situations, not really being proactive myself with calls, and on top of that, my microplay was complete and utter garbage, which is because I was again just not in a good mental state, and that greatly affects your coordination and your reactions, and just all around your ability to perform at this game. And one costly day of solo queue has actually sent me back to hell, and I get demoted back to Diamond 4 just like that. It's really unfortunate because I only lost 1 game at 0 LP, but because my MMR is complete trash on this account, it demoted me. And it's really disheartening when you finally make progress, and then everything you just did gets cancelled out by 1 bad day. But I think this is something that everyone watching can relate to. This is the reality of solo queue. This game is literally decided on streaks, whether it's a winning or a losing streak. It's these ups and downs that make climbing so damn exhausting. But despite this unfortunate losing streak, I'm keeping a positive attitude. There's so many more games to be played, streaks to be had, and things to be learned as I make my way through Diamond. And so with that, let's move on to the next game. In this game here, I'm jungling as Trundle versus Warwick, and we are now at Diamond 4 75 LP. Now, this game started out extremely slow for me. I couldn't find any good ganking opportunities until right here. I came in for the lane gank, and luckily they had no vision, so they engage, and I just flashed in on Ezreal. He flashes out, but Thresh is a sitting duck now, so I get my first contribution of the game. After that play, legit slowest pace game of my life. I mean, I ended up just pressuring lanes and farming camps because I legit couldn't find good play opportunities and no team fights were breaking out. So we're already 18 minutes into the game and not much has happened. Right here is the first skirmish to actually break out, and I claim my second kill. But Ari then steps up too far and gets stunned by Syndra, and I just flash to block the hook and let her live, but she ends up dying to Syndra anyways, and then I'm cut out, so that was really bad on me, but my heart was in the right place. Shortly after, I try and assist top lane, who is constantly asking for help, and I get myself cut out and killed. Got a little bit frustrated by that, but I get one back on the Nasus, who overextended, and Trundle's good against hyper tanks like this because of my ultimate, which is, you know, part of the reason why I picked him in this game. And I don't know, my jungle pool is kind of weird right now. I have Lee Sin, obviously, as my main champion, and then I have all these pocket picks, but I don't really have any meta junglers in my champion pool, which I've thought about trying to get into some of these meta junglers, but I don't know, man. I just really enjoy the champions that I play, and I don't really enjoy a lot of the meta junglers right now. I mean, Elise is a lot of fun, but I haven't really been playing well on her, so right now my pool is pretty much just Lee Sin, Trundle, Hecarim, and Gragas is someone that I've recently picked up. I think he's pretty fun. So we're now 32 minutes into the game, taking a dragon here, and this game was just a turf war. Like, the amount of fighting was relatively low compared to most games that I play. This game was all about gaining map control around objectives and trying to look for quick engages around these objectives. It felt pretty good not being in just one of those games where it feels like a team deathmatch, where literally all people want to do is team fight over and over. We actually had some good decision making going on our side, and it made the game a lot more fun for me. And because the game stalled out so long, I start to scale up at this point in the game and become a complete monster.
Tried to impress the girl in the front row, but soon enough everything starts to change.
After that nice little pick after Dragon, we end up getting a Baron from it, which kind of cracks open the game because we were struggling to siege towers until this happened. And right here was an extremely chaotic fight. All we needed to really do was sit in lane and siege, but they engage on us and it forces us to fight. And, well, you can watch what happens.
Now you want to strip that away so you feel okay? Cause if I make it to the top, what does that really say? That you shouldn't have given up, that you made the mistake? But if I fail, you feel much better about picking your lane, right?
Yeah, things are gonna get better real soon. Yeah, I'ma just do me, you just do you. I swear it's gonna get better real soon. Don't let anyone tell you what you should do. I got a clear view. We're gonna make it soon. Just keep pushing through. You're what you got to lose. You're what you got to lose. You're what you got to lose. Just keep pushing through. Cause what you got to lose. 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 Got to lose.
And now we're going for the Elder Drake here, and Nasus TP's in, but we managed to kill it just in time before they get to us. The fight breaks out right afterward, and we managed to take out a few of them without losing anyone on our side, and we go to reset, but out of nowhere, the enemy Warwick just engages on us, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back because we just killed both of them for free, and death timers were long enough to just walk down mid and end the game. And with that, I finally cracked my losing streak. It would have been really nice had that happened one game earlier so that I didn't get demoted, but regardless, that brings me back up to Diamond 4 93 LP, which is where I'm going to end today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. I've got plenty more videos coming up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe if you're new here. That's it for me. I'll see you guys later.
I'm working towards, okay? I'd rather be dead on the outside than inside. A bullet to the head than 25 to life in a cubicle alone, just trying to get by, building someone else's dream instead of building mine. If you're hearing me, this is meant to inspire. If you have a dream or if you have desires, a girl in your life that's making you feel that fire, go fight for her man, go die for her man, cause you only have one life.